Hello everyone and welcome back. I am Duke Silver. Today we are playing Potion Master. Now before we get into it, I just want to say if you want to catch these games live, you can follow me over on Twitch. My streaming schedule and link to my Twitch will be in the description and also in the pinned comment. So yeah, I'd love to see you over there. But yeah, with that being said, let's get into it. So we start off the game with a shard into a black cat, getting us a decent amount of stats here. Then we're just gonna take a kitty cut purse and throw a magic research on there, and we're gonna get a slay at least in our 2.1 combat. Unfortunately, losing that, but yeah, off to a not a terrible start here. We do lose some HP, but a shard gives us another kitty cut purse with some extra stats, so our econ's good. Our power is maybe something to be desired, but so far, again, not too bad. Unfortunately, the donkey beats us in that combat as well. So we're on 33, going into 3.0. Not exactly the greatest level 2 of all time, but again, we got hopefully some econ going, so maybe we can turn it around here. All right, and again, we're gonna lose another combat. Sharebear gets a bunch of extra econ in the early game, making them very strong, so pretty tough to beat Sharebear early anyways. But we do get that extra gold from Sharebear, as well as we got one slay. And here we have a Queen of Hearts, which is going to go a long way to helping us stabilize. Being under 30 already at 3.1 feels a little bit bad, but definitely not the end of the world. And this double mummy from this Phoenix Angel player is a little bit too much for us to handle, so we lose another combat, unfortunately. So yeah, being at 23 on 3.2, things are not looking great so far. So yeah, we've got a couple pairs. We've got a Cinderella. We just need to find some. Basically, we need to find some synergy and some direction. I mean, we've got the evil synergy with the Queen of Hearts. We're gonna take a Spellweaver just as a ranged character, and there's another pair. Unfortunately, we've got a lot of pairs, but only one triple, and the Rune Stones was the best option from our Cinderella there. So we're kind of hoping that we triple one of these two pairs or into maybe like a Crystal Ball or something. But with this low life total, I don't necessarily like going Crystal Ball all that much, just because you need time to set up for Crystal Ball. But yeah, basically we would love to find some monster books and just like scale up this Spellweaver if we can. Yeah, finding triples would be ideal though. And when we're this low, we're not quite low enough for a Gingerbread Knight, but Gingerbread Knight's a great way to stabilize on 4 when you're low on life. I mean, again, we need to lose one more fight for that to be relevant. We cast a Masquerade Ball, and we find 3 big pigs, which is going to be a good addition to our board with these 2 evil queens, Queen of Hearts. All right, and we finally get our first win here. Both Queen of Hearts stand tall there against Zippy. So we're on the path to stabilization now. Definitely not out of the woods yet. There's a monster book in the shop here, as well as a cantrip, which I think we're gonna pick up both of those. We're gonna back row our Spellweaver now, and there's another Spellweaver and another book, so things are starting to kind of take shape. We're gonna take the monster book first. It just works out most efficiently with us having to sell one character anyways. And I think getting a monster book on board is probably more important than putting a small Spellweaver on board, because it actually improves our situation. All right, unfortunately, because of that sarcophagus, we lose another combat, so we're at 18 now. Kind of bleeding out. But there, we get to triple our Spellweaver now, and with the Runestones, we get a level 4 treasure. And unfortunately, these are not the greatest picks. I mean, Evil Eye can give us some amount of stats, but all we have is a single Wicked Witch right now. Krampus Slay if we win, which we're definitely not feeling confident in our ability to. But Krampus Slay can give you a decent infusion of gold, as well as give you a new treasure, which is I've been liking Krampus Slay a lot, is all I'm trying to say. But I think we're gonna go with the Gloves of Thieving here, because we don't really have like a super solid direction. Like we've got a couple monster books and a Spellweaver, but like that's not necessarily enough just by itself. We're gonna take the Gloves of Thieving and basically like hope that that our opponents have something better, and we can steal that. All right. Unfortunately, we do steal their creeper, which is definitely the worst thing on their front line. But the combat goes well enough that we're able to take them down. Also worth noting, that opponent did have round table very early, so that's terrifying. All right, again, we're not in the greatest position here. I think we would definitely take Aeon and look at being book mages potentially. Unfortunately, we didn't steal anything relevant. We stole the creeper, of course, which is not great. We've got one pair of 3s left. There's an Aeon. I think I'm not sure if we're gonna take it here though. It's possible that we should have just taken that Aeon, but also we only have the one mage right now, so it's like it's a little bit uncomfortable to just take an Aeon, especially when we're such a precarious position. And we're just gonna sell and buy experience here, since we're probably not gonna be able to find a combat spell. Getting to level 6 is a way that we can kind of find our way back into the game if we can just get direction and get some higher level characters before opponents do. But this Peter Pants seems they were struggling early as well, but they found Hat Ball and they just demolish us in that combat. So we're down to 8. We basically have like we can't lose any more combats, otherwise we're just done. So we're in full desperation mode now. We could just take the Turkish Delight here and go to level 6 and try and find something. But then we're wasting our spell slot for the turn immediately. We might want to cast a combat spell. There's also a Medusa here. In spots like this, like Scam seems like a very good option. All right, we're gonna jam the experience, and we're just gonna go to 6 and see if we can put something together here. We do find a Doom Breath, but it only has 11 power, so it's a little bit awkward. We're gonna lock this Scion of the Storm. Like even though we're not casting like an exceptional amount of spells, we are still casting 2 spells a turn, and it's still a pretty decent chunk of stats, especially like compared to the rest of our board. Like it's massive. We get the steal on their Ogre Princess there, just gives us another body for them to attack into, and also some blockers, so we get our attack with our Spellweaver off, and we managed to win that fight and knock out the Share Bear. So basically every player we knock out now is just going to be good, better and better for our placement, which is very good. All right, there's a Doom Breath pair, which like we might want to pick up, but we're not going to be able to play it on board right away, so it feels a little bit weird to do that. Also worth noting, we stole a very large Lightning Dragon, which is why we decided not to pick up the second Doom Breath. Just investing too many resources into kind of the same effect there just doesn't seem right. But I mean, a level 6 treasure is also a level 6 treasure. So again, we're not going to pull the trigger on that one. All right, and there's another Doom Breath. We're gonna lock this one. After putting stats on the first Doom Breath, I think we're just gonna kind of bite the bullet and lean into it, since clearly the shop keeps showing us this Doom Breath. So I think we gotta take the hint here. We get the steal with the Siren on their Aeon, so we reduce our spells even more by getting a Stolen Slay, which is nice. And we stole another Spellweaver, which is very large. It's got 40 power, same power as the one that we've been scaling all games. So great steal there. Looking at the TLK on the Siren just to see if we get a random relevant 6, but I figure we can't really afford to take that risk at this point. All right, again, we're looking at this this Medusa because like Scam is like kind of our best out at this point. Like, we've got a decent ranged backline. Our book kind of counts as scam. But yeah, we're kind of leaning into a spells comp that's not really a spells comp. It's definitely not like the ideal version of one. We do pick up a Boomhilda there just because we want to get the stats on the Doom Breath. We're kind of relying on Doom Breath to carry us a bit here. We come up against a dwarf board, which usually Doom Breath isn't all that good against, but fortunately it does take out 2 things there, which allows us to get the win by value of our backline range being so large. All right, we're gonna fire off this Pigomorph. Again, we're in desperation mode, so like we need any like premium combat spell we see, like we should pretty much be jamming. Just to give us ourselves the best chance to survive. The lobby is extremely close now, so all we really need to do is survive a few fights, get into a top 2 situation, and then and just hope that we can scam and get there, I suppose. All right, and there is the Doom Breath triple, which we are going to take. We're going to get out of this pair of Queen of Hearts. And now it's between Pandora's Box and Phoenix Feather here. I think it's going to be Phoenix Feather. Phoenix Feather just adds a bunch of stats to our board, whereas Pandora's Box is a little bit risky, and I think we can't afford to take that risk from this spot. And this is that Peter Pan's player who had Hat Ball, and we get a really good Doom Breath attack on them, taking out 2 of their Spellweavers, which means we get to steal another one of their Spellweavers. And our Phoenix Feather comes up huge, and we knock that player out. So yeah, now we've got another 76 power Spellweaver. So we're just stealing mages here. We're like we're a failed mage comp, but we keep stealing mages from other people. So we're kind of faking it until we make it here. There is a Big Pigs in the shop. Which is like, it's a 5 pair. Like I would take an Ambrosia, but I don't think that it's going to be good enough for us to take here. Ambrosia with Scion of the Storm would be very good. All right, and there is another Pigomorph. We're against the Ghost, so we don't want to take it here. So what we're going to do is we're going to party, because I like to party. And we're just gonna lock the Pigo for next turn and cycle something out of the shop here. All right, Doom Breath again steals something from this Zippy's backline. Also worth noting, this Zippy had World Tree, Wand, and Ball, and somehow managed to lose, which is terrifying. But we did steal a very large Baba Yaga, and now our feather is actually going on our ranged character, which I'm not entirely sure if that's better or not. But yeah, we cast our Lock Pigomorph anyways. And yeah, we're definitely going to be playing this 5330 Baba that we stole. Might as well play it in the back. It's got lots of HP as well, which is definitely at a premium in this comp. Having it being able to survive 2 lightning bolts is important. Or potential lightning dragon attacks. All right, and we're just gonna lock this coin. We're gonna cycle a couple things out of the shop just in case of a tie. And it is that dwarf player, and we get a huge Pigomorph onto one of their triplies here. They also have a Phoenix Feather, but the fact that we have so many large ranged characters, I think it means that we're gonna be able to take them down with our Phoenix Feather. Alright, I just kind of had a moment of doubt. but yeah, the Phoenix Feather comes up clutch on our ranged character there, and yeah, we get that final attack in and win the game. So yeah, there we go. Another scrappy book mage games. Honestly, these are some of my favorite kinds of games. The ones where you have to fight for every inch. It's not super flashy. We didn't like roll over the lobby or anything. We had to kind of piece together our comp little by little, and we really got helped out by Gloves of Thieving there. So, but yeah, I think that really showcases the power of Gloves of Thieving, as well as just how good ranged characters are in general, I suppose. But yeah, so if you enjoyed this video or found it educational at all, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps the channel and I really appreciate it. And again, if you feel inclined to, you can go ahead and follow me over on Twitch and catch these games live. The link for my Twitch will be in the description as well as the pinned comment, and I would love to see you over there. But yeah, with all that being said, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow.